Okay, so I will start the class with I don't know the name in English. I got many different feedbacks from people. So, but from a few feedbacks I got, I want to clarification. That's the word. I want to clarify one thing. Okay. So, if we would have a class about kosher, I wouldn't say keeping kosher is not eating pig. Doesn't mean that whoever doesn't eat pig is not doing something, but keeping kosher is so much more than that. Is eating kosher meat that has to be slaughtered by the shochet, by special rabbi, separating milk and meat, so many other things that we're not having a kosher class. This does not minimize whoever is, I don't eat pig, I don't eat seafood, I don't mix dairy and meat, even that they're not kosher, whatever. There is very different ways of doing things. So the same thing with the prayer. One thing that people got very turned off when I said the minimal. No, turned off. Depends on the people. And doesn't matter. But the thing is, so I'm teaching the classes for you to know what's the prayer. And when I say what's the minimum is what's consistent on the definition of a prayer. It doesn't mean that you're doing less than the minimum, that what you're doing is not valid. It's very much valid. Doing one thing is already valid. If you exactly like what, and it's not even only is better than nothing, but it's much more than that. Because when we do each mitzvah, it counts as a whole world. So, but I cannot teach a class on prayer and tell people, listen, say the Shema every day, go home. There's so much more. That's the whole idea of the course. So that's why I wanted to clarify the same as, like, I think you're right. Rada doesn't eat pork. It's a great thing. But will she consider she's keeping kosher? Mm-hmm. In her level, she's doing something that affects her daily life. You're ordering from restaurant, you have to check. You're buying things, you have to check. You can't say you're doing nothing. You're doing a lot. So I'm using your example because I know you do that. But it's good. No seafood, good. And now she's gonna start keeping kosher. But it's so the same thing with the prayers. I don't want anyone to get, and even the overwhelm. The idea is so you know what there is on the prayers. My initial thought was to go through the whole siddur. We're not doing that because I felt people don't want that. If you do want to go to the whole siddur, I can do. You let me know. Either as of now, only one person told me she wants, so I can either schedule with her privately, or if everybody wants, we can do after Pesach a whole class to finish. Because you want? Okay, I don't know. I got. As you see, that's not what everybody else think about it. So that's what I'm saying. For me, I'm here. I don't mind. That was my goal. I mean, with my as well, we started already. So, okay. So we can do, I will tell you after Pesach. Rada was right. I will tell you after Pesach when is the new date. And then we're going to go through, because today what we're going to do is I want to go through the Amidah. So we're going to finish the morning prayer. And after the morning prayer, then there is, as you keep going the siddur, there is the afternoon prayer, the evening prayer, the prayer before going to sleep, and then there's Shabbos, holiday. It's so much more that but having the base, as we're going to see, let's say for Shabbos, right? The basic of the prayers are the same. So on Shabbos, on holiday, what changes are, so now that we learned the structure, we can apply also on a holiday. It's going to help whoever, especially Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, people, it's the same prayer. It's just different fluffies around, but the structure is the same. Okay, so I just want to do a quick, you know what? I'm going to use Rima's notes she asked me to check on her notes to do a quick review. Okay, so page 5 to 9, that is the morning blessings, and that is before prayers, a pre-prayer prayer. And we start really before 5 to 9. There is the Modeani, right? We wake up, we say Modeani. It's very interesting. I'm reading a book. I want to finish the book, and maybe that's gonna get. I want to give to my Tanya ladies, but if anyone else wants, I can give to our prayer class or whatever. When we have that's we will get. Remind me the end of the class. I do want to talk. But I want to first finish reading the book too. But it's very interesting. It's the story of this woman, how she became religious, but she was like she didn't believe in God, feminist, hippie, like. The title of the book is God Said What, because the whole beginning of the book just says she doesn't believe there's a God. So she's like, I don't believe God said that. Like, why would God say? But one thing, whatever. So now she's already learning. She's learning the same place that I learned in Crown Heights, Mahon Chana. But she had a boyfriend and he became religious. That's the whole reason why she's becoming religious, because she wants to marry him. So she came and she was very clear, Rabbi Benchasky, that is amazing rabbi. And she said, I don't believe in God, but I want to be religious because I want to marry him. So that's, and he said,
but if that happens, you cannot accept them, right? Because you have to be one to be religious because you believe in God and you want to do it for yourself.
I'm not here judging. I'm not here to judge people what they're doing.
By the rules, like I remember when I spoke with you.
No, but she's not Gior. She's Jewish.
She just wants. Okay, that's the difference.
That she's Jewish. Yeah. Okay. So just to clarify, yeah, yeah. If a person is not Jewish, it's a whole thing. But yeah. So the Rabbi Majansky told her, to say Modani every morning. That will help her have faith. That's where I stopped. I don't know how it continues. I'm sure it helped because now she. I know the end of the book, but and I was thinking, it reminded me here, like the idea of Modani. So he was saying two things. One thing, and she agreed to say Modani, not because she said, it's nice to start the day with gratitude, right? You're starting the day, thank God. So she took on a practical thing. But he was saying it's like also it's not only starting with gratitude, you start acknowledging that there is a God. It's it's a good way to start. You really want to stay there? You're not far? Yeah. Okay. I don't like so. It's dark. No. It's good? Yeah. Okay. I'm like, I don't know. Okay.
Because this is down.
This light is off. I knew this whole light is off. Yes. Okay. So one second. Let me just turn on the lights. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So let's try. Okay. So Modani 5 to 9. Wash hands. I'm not even gonna go through again. If anyone has questions, don't worry. So Rima's, I'm going through Rima's notes. So before you write or whatever, let me just check. Page 17, the first paragraph, until it ends on page 18. Yes. Then page.
Page 17 in the bottom.
Yeah. The first, sorry, after is writing Korbanot. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. It's okay. Yeah. So the bottom of page 17. Then she wrote 27. Let me just go there. Okay, so
27 is not minimum.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna wait. Let me see 22. No, so 22, I said I spoke about this prayer. Is a very nice Kabbalistic prayer, but it's also not part of the minimum that we were talking about. 26 is also a beautiful, 26 is Kaddish. No, 26, I thought it was the I spoke about 26 when we're in the synagogue, just that it's important to answer. But we do not say Kaddish is only said when there is 10. Yeah, I think it says the morning recite the following, but it's only Kaddish, any Kaddish you need 10 Jewish men above bar mitzvah to say Kaddish. 27, and I will make the note for Rima, 27 and 28 is a nice prayer. It's not part of the minimum. You want to say, great, but it's not, it's a big prayer that we're thanking God in a lot of detail. So as we saw last class, the whole idea of the prayer is to get us, when we say Shema, to be in a state of love to God. So what brings love? The meditation and all the amazing things God did. So this prayer that is called Hodu, that means thank you, or how did they translate? Praise, is a beautiful prayer, but it's not on what we were saying on the minimum. 30. Yes, 30, the first paragraph, the first phrase, and then the first paragraph. On 30. So page 31, she writes here, is the prayer that in Hebrew is Ashrei. In English, it starts with happy. And then it goes to 32 through the end of that prayer. And whoever wants to say transliteration, it's on page 220, 623. Thank you.
Wait,
31.
31,
Ashrei,
yeah, that's
yes.
part of the minimum.
Yes.
Okay.
Now 35 again. I'm reading her notes. So 35 again, it's not minimal, but here we are starting the a blessing that is gonna end before Shema. And I would say the minimum is on 38. Did you write 28? Yes, 38, the first paragraph. In Hebrew, Ishtabach. In English, may your name. Then 39, we do not say, I don't know if I made clear, these two phrases, they are bold, thank you. I'm trying. In bold, we don't say, this is only said with a minion. The two phrases in bold, okay? And in this Siddur, the phrase is in transliteration. It's not translation. Baruch es Hashem HaMevorach, okay? We don't say that. That we just respond when there is a minion, the cantor will say, and we reply. Blessings of the Shema is written there. We do not have to fill in our talis, so we don't know the notes there. So blessings of the Shema is from 39 until the Shema that is on 40, 42. So all these are blessings of the Shema. If you want to say the Shema itself is on 32. The Shema is this phrase in bold, the small phrase after that we say quiet, and 3 paragraphs following. So it's 42, 43, and ends on 44. With the word, yeah, sorry, just with the word, okay, so how the Shema ends with 2 words. It says God, but really we say Elohim Emet. So true.
Oh, we need to.
Yes. We write, we add Emet. So it ends with the Emet. Yes.
I have a
Yes.
question with Shema. All my life I knew Shema as one parent.
Okay.
When the whole world supposedly was saying Shema, I said one parent. I was very confused. They were saying it as one parent.
So
There was only that one paragraph, which is the one I know.
so it wasn't even one paragraph. Well, I think it was only the first phrase, no?
No, I think it was.
They have to? I don't remember. Okay, so who I can't answer for them because who did that is Aisha Torah. And they have their own agenda. But the Shema, the things like that, even like let's say when men are putting tefillin, they have to say Shema with tefillin. They have to say a prayer. So like I think you asked me on the street or whatever,
Yeah,
they will say
the first.
only Shema and Baruch Shem.
Yeah.
That's, but the Shema is the 3 paragraphs. That is the biblical commandment of saying Shema every day.
Only one paragraph, you don't have-
No, you're saying, but you're not saying everything. You're saying, don't, I would say, if you want to go, maybe say
I'm not the
two.
one from that. sentence.
I know you. So I would, and again, we start by little. I would maybe start saying V'chayatu, the second paragraph. You don't need to say the three. If you want to say the three, whatever, but I'm just saying, go add one. After a while, that the second one becomes second nature, like the first
Yeah,
one.
I have to remember.
Yeah, it's, good that you said that, okay. I know from the Lubavitcher Rebbe, I don't know if that's the source I have. It's not good to say prayers by heart. You both.
For me, it's okay. I don't
Then you
say
just
that
look,
also.
but you look at me
I'm
surprised.
surprised. Yeah.
Even people that know it's very important to say prayers by a siddur or by, there is a prayer we say after the meal, we call that a bencher, the little booklet, because of it's good to know the prayers by heart, but it's not good to say, because when we say by heart, we sometimes make mistake, and we might not even realize that we could be making the same mistakes for 10 years. But because we always saying by heart, that's how we memorize it. So the Rebbe always told people it's very important to say prayers from the siddur, reading, the benching, or whatever prayers, Tehillim, even that we know by heart, is always good to read the prayers. Listen, there is so many stories of people that, said Shema in public, not saying don't say by heart, and not saying, again, knowing by heart. I'm pretty sure my husband, I was gonna say my husband, but I remember there is many stories from Hasidim in Russia when they were in the communist jail. The communists didn't really like them, brought the Siddurim with them. So they said the prayers by heart. Because if you're saying the same prayer every day for your whole life, I was going to say my husband, he memorizes. I'm pretty sure my husband can pray the whole morning prayer by heart, but we don't. So it's, I can't, because there is this very famous story with Rebbetzin Rivka. She is the wife of the fourth Chabad Rebbe, the mother of the fifth, the grandmother of the sixth, and so forth. So her son, that later became the Rebbe, but he made fun because she said the whole Tehillim every morning, and the whole book of Tehillim every morning, besides the prayer. Rebbetzin Rivka has many, but okay, so in the morning, and she was saying out loud, and he made fun of her because he was like, oh, you know why you don't know by heart? Because every time you're making different mistakes. And that made her very embarrassed, and she stopped saying. And his father, that was the Rebbe at the time, came to him and told him, you have no idea the power of your mother's prayers. This is what was holding us. There was after I think a problem, they lived in Lubavitch in Russia. I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh, here. And no, it's okay. I will look. I will move. And he was saying, was her prayers, even with the mistakes, that was holding us. So, and that's, I'm just saying, because I say with many mistakes. So I'm not the ones that know by heart, but my husband does. Okay, let's continue. So Shema, I just wanna open Rima's note. She wrote, okay, 42 to 54. Yeah. So it's 42 really. Okay, so let's stop there. It's 42 to 44. That's the Shema. After the Shema, there is two blessings in preparation for the Amidah. So this is 44 and 45. Now Amidah, that we didn't speak about.
It's part of the
We should, yes. Yeah. As the minimum from 39, 54. That's why she wrote that, I think. But that's, yeah, but 54. But we wait, just because we didn't learn the Amidah yet. So but it's true. Yeah, the minimum stops, and there is one more prayer. We're gonna get there hopefully soon. Amida. How do we say Amida? So Amida is the top of the ladder. There is a lot of rules concerning Amida. Why? Because now you came to a level, you're talking face to face to God. It's your private moment of speaking with God. And so there is all these rules of, respect. Also, I think I mentioned last class, but just saying again, Shema is also a very special time we're talking to God. We don't interrupt Shema. We don't answer the phone. We don't answer text message on the 3 paragraphs of Shema. We don't even answer when people say hi, like each one does whatever, but I know when people call me or whatever, during the Shema and its 3 paragraphs, we are talking to God. So Amida, we say standing. We do stand up a little before. If you want to take a note, we rise. It's written there though. On page 45, where it says rise, then you rise. It's right when you're going to say, in the last, they offered, then we stand up. 45. Yeah. Yes. So they offer. Shema should be said sitting.
Why, but I always said. It's required to say?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we say Shema sitting down. If you decanter, like say the synagogue, the cantor is standing through the whole prayer.
Okay.
That's also why it's very hard to be leading the prayer. You have to be standing for hours. But Shema we say sitting down. I don't know. It's a problem to say standing.
No,
I don't know.
Just probably nobody mentioned that you need to
Yeah.
sit, so I'm asking
So-
for mental stories.
Yes,
Okay.
Shema the same. Also the Shema at night is a different. But it's sitting.
But still
Shema is sitting. Shema is sitting. There is no.
No matter what time of day.
No matter what time of the day. During the prayers on Shabbat, when they take out the Sefer Torah, the cantor says Shema Israel. We are standing because if we're gonna go through, we're gonna go after when talking about Shabbos. Whenever the Sefer Torah, Sefer Torah, the Torah is out of the ark, we stand up. Unless somebody is sitting holding the Torah, but we show respect for the Torah. So the Torah is taken out, we stand up, and we remain standing until either the Torah is put down or the person holding the Torah sits down. That's also why a lot of times, if you note, we were in the Shabbaton this weekend, the Rosh Shabbaton. It's very funny. I think my husband, he's so used of saying the pages and say, stand, sit. He was the only one doing that, and he was so annoyed because like it's a Shabbaton with thousands of rabbis. I'm like, no one says the page, and it was very helpful. There was a few people that had no idea what was going on. So as they're reading the Torah, we sit down because the Torah is like when the Torah is sitting or lying, whatever, then we can sit down. But we respect. So when the Torah is walking, the person holding the Torah is walking, we stand up and okay. And also we do not, one thing very important, we do not talk during Torah reading. We shouldn't talk during prayers neither, but we don't talk during prayers because we don't want to bother people. But the Torah reading is a different thing. It's considered the respect. We are reading the words of God and people are talking. So during, whoever noticed or whatever, the reading of the Torah is like that. A man is called to the Torah. He says a blessing. Then it starts the reading. The person reading the Torah stops. The man says a blessing. And they will either, the rabbi gives usually a blessing to the person, or I know in here my husband is talking. When we talk about reading of the Torah, that does not mean that I say you can talk when my husband is talking. It's also disrespectful, but just say The no talking is the reading of the Torah. The part when he's reading from the Torah, we do not speak. It's and we do not pray. People sometimes they come late. They want to catch up. You do not pray when the Torah is being read. So there is two options that you can do. You can pray on these in-betweens when he's saying the blessing, when the man is saying the blessing, or when he's giving a speech. But the thing is, you're going to have to stop. And as we're going to learn about the Amidah, we don't move or whatever, you're going to have to stop and stand there. Or you wait for the whole Torah to be done, and then you catch up or whatever. Or go to another room. But on a room that the Torah is read, we don't do, I know like this on the Shabbaton, there was this lady. She was praying as the Torah was being read. And I'm thinking, should I tell her? Maybe she doesn't know. But maybe she knows and she doesn't care. It's not my business. And I was going back and forth, and I decided it's not I don't know who she is. She might get offended, so I'm not telling her anything. But there is a lot of, and she had a week, she was dressed. So probably she became religious. And yeah, there's people that don't know the laws. But yeah, we don't tell people what to do. Oh. Okay, Amidah. Standing.
So this one it says like even this.
Wait, no. Oh, there is a few. Wait, it says on the page. So let's say page.
Mine doesn't say, that's why I need. That's why I want to know what this
After I'm gonna go. Sit stand.
Oh, so you're back and forth?
Yes, I will go through. Yeah, I will go with you. I remind me because
No, that's
yeah.
what I'm asking you to.
No, each one is a different thing.
Okay.
Okay, so but Amidah, not only standing, I will, whoever, don't notice I don't close my boots. We stand with our legs together. If depends how much tights you have, really your feet should be touching. People with nice thighs, my feet don't, I cannot if I stand with my feet touching. So as close as possible. We start, so we start, I need to know. This left, right? We start with the left feet, 1, 2, and when you say 3, they meet, so it's not, and then with the right foot, 1, 2, and on the 3 they meet. This is kind of you giving space, and now we enter God's space, and that's why when you're coming to God, we come with the right foot, and that's the start. We're gonna say the first phrase, Hashem, my Lord, open my lips, and my mouth shall declare your praise. Then there is a few times that when we say we're gonna do what I'm saying, and all the times it's written, okay? So it says here, bend the knee. So we say Baruch Atah, Baruch Atah, and then you bend your head when you say God's name. Right? So you bend your knees and Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu, and you continue. Every time that you say in yours doesn't say. Does it say it's yours? Doesn't say. So on the first Baruch Atah Hashem, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, don't sit on
Thank you. The chair went all the way. Okay, so let's talk about. We starting. One question that people say, now that we're in the top of the ladder and we face to face to God, why are we asking all these things? Like, shouldn't we be saying, like, when the first chance you have to talk to God, we're going to be asking for things? I'm going to answer that after we finish the prayers. Just if I... Okay, so the way it's divided is 3 blessings of praises, 13 blessings of request, and 3 blessings of thanks. But I'm gonna go through each thing. The first line that we said, this, my Lord, open my lips, it's kind of, it's not kind of, it's a humility. We are saying, please God, tell me what to say. You know, I'm hearing from to you, you tell me what to say. We start the blessing how? Not only praising God, we are saying, you are the God of our fathers, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob. So it's a reminder for God, but it's also a reminder for us. This is who we are coming from. These are whoever knows, you know, a little bit about Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, they were very, very holy people, and we are connected to them. So we are telling God, you know, you were so good to them. You gave them so much. We are their kids. We are connected to them. The second blessing that we also bend the knees when you say. So there is Melech, Hosea, Mashiach, Magen, Baruch Atah Hashem. We bend the knees on the second blessing. What it means, Magen Avram, how did they translate? The shield of Abraham is, we are reminding Abraham passed through 10 tests before God revealed himself to him, and God decided to make us a nation from Abraham. And we are kind of saying the same way that, and what was the last test? Anyone knows? What's the last test of Abraham? Okay, does it? Yeah. And
the last one?
that was the 10th test. Yes. And then he passed, and then he said, don't kill him, you know. So the same way God protected Abraham on don't finish the test, the same we are telling God to bring us this protection. We don't need to pass through tests. You know, Abraham did it for us. You were the shield of Abraham, now you're our shield. Third blessing is you are mighty forever, my Lord. You resurrect the dead. You are powerful to save. What it means winter and summer. Okay, here it's easy because America is the same as Eretz Israel. But anyway, you do say it depends. So this you're gonna say where you are. When it's summer and winter, where you are. So let's say you decide to visit Brazil. You're gonna change here is winter, and you're saying the winter. When you go to Brazil, you have to say the summer. What it means winter and summer, from Shmini Atzeret, that is the last day of Sukkot, until the first day of Pesach. This is considered winter. So now, the first day of Pesach, it starts the summer. Until there's no spring. Yeah, it's just summer. It's just summer and winter. And that is, by the way, on Shemini Atzeret and on the first day of Pesach, there is a special prayer that we say to do this change. Whoever wants to come, it's a very special prayer. On Shemini Atzeret, on Sukkot, it's a prayer asking for rain. On the summer, you're asking for rain. No, in the winter, you're asking for rain. And on the summer, we are asking for dew. And so and it has all the comments there if you forget. So the third blessing, we are thanking God. You know, God is the one who gives the rain, who gives the dew, who gives the things to grow. So we are, again, it's a reminder to ourselves that is the God that we are talking to, the God that creates everything, the God that controls the whole world. But it's also a reminder for God, like, you do all that, now comes my request. You know, you do all this. My requests are a little bit. And it ends, if anyone wants to know why it's talking about the reviving of the dead, is because when Mashiach will come, all the dead will be revived. And so if God, you know, God is the one that we decides who is dead, who is alive. So if he has the ability to bring a person back to life, that's the God that we're talking about. You know, the one that does the rain, does the thing, but also controls who is dead and who is alive. A little intermission. there is this gray area that is called Kedusha.
Hold on a second. So we finish here.
Yes,
on the next.
yes. Kedusha is said when there is a minyan, 10 Jewish men above bar mitzvah. This means during the prayers, we all say quietly this, and then when we finish, we repeat this prayer, the Amidah. So when the Hazan is repeating the Amidah, he will say the Kedusha. It's a very special prayer, Kabbalistic, and so you will notice when we say Kedusha, so let's say we were in the synagogue, we said our Amidah, we don't talk, we don't move, but we finish, we can move and talk.
Hold on, Amidah finishes what page?
We will get there, 54. This is repeat. So the way it's done is like that. Everybody say quietly the Amidah. So it's going to start on page 45 to 54. When everybody finish, the Hazan repeats the Amidah. It's important. That's also done not only Shabbos, Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, every Jewish holiday. On the repetition of the Amidah, he does the Kedusha.
So the second time.
The second time. He's repeating out loud. We just say Amen. And then on the Kedusha, we will say, he will start, and then we will say the words that are written here. From the beginning of Kedusha until the end of the blessing after the Kedusha, we do not talk. And we do not walk. So if you're in the synagogue and you're doing whatever you want, the Hazan starts saying the Kedusha, we stand up, we answer the Kedusha, and we don't move. And then when he finishes, because that's the name. No, not Kaddish. This is called Kedusha. Is this prayer
It
said?
says on the top, Kedusha.
Yeah, that is the name of the prayer.
Yeah, Cornelia, eu acho que I've never heard Kedusha.
Kedusha, come to synagogue. It's around 10:30 in the morning that they get there. 10:45. So this is in the morning. In the morning, yes. And so this Kedusha is done because the men pray with a minyan, right? So they do that every morning. They pray by themselves and then they repeat. So I'm just mentioning, when you're saying alone, you're not gonna say this big gray area, okay? We don't say Kedusha. I mean, you should say when you're in the synagogue, we don't say. If you care, going back one page, there is also gray areas. It's written, but we only say this on the days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Page 46. Page 46. There is two gray things. It's written here, but there is from Rosh Hashanah until Yom Kippur, we add this, we kind of asking for a good life to be written if there is additions. So whenever there is a gray, there is the explanation. Look into it, not you. Okay. First blessing, Ata Kadosh. It's the first blessing of request. 47. Right after the big great thing that I make, what are we asking God? No, sorry, that's still a blessing of praise. You are holy, your name is holy. That's the third blessing of praise. The second one, the next one, you gracefully bestow knowledge upon men. We are asking God for knowledge. And it's, I think everybody knows the word seichel, right? That's what we're asking. As you can see, unfortunately, seichel, yes, and seichel is not common. We need God's help to have seichel. Not everybody has it. Seichel doesn't mean smart. Seichel is just like wisdom, yeah, understanding. Like, give me knowledge, but not knowledge of. I need to know the whole. What is the name of that big book that people used to? Encyclopedia. Right? It's not that you need to know the whole encyclopedia. What's the knowledge that we asking? What's right and wrong? That's basically. Next prayer is calls us to return. That's the second prayer of request, right? I said there is 3 praises and 13 requests. So we are asking God to help us to return to where? Any guesses? Good, but no. Return to Him. To connect to Him. There is a lot, but this is God. We need God's help to connect with Him. It's not, it's not so easy. Prayer number 3 of request. Okay, just to don't confuse. Pardon us. So now that I'm connected to you, I realize I made some mistakes. So please, God, help me to regret, right? 18 blessings, yeah. But really it's 19, but it's yeah. See, good. Okay, next one, behold our affliction. We are asking, 48, sorry. 48 first, second paragraph, like behold our affliction. We are asking redemption. What kind of redemption? There is 2 kinds of redemption. There is the general redemption for Mashiach, but there is the personal redemption. That's really what Pesach is all about. I plan on doing a class on Pesach. I will tell you in the end of the day when, and I'm gonna explain what it means, a personal redemption. But that's it's a whole class on it, so I don't wanna, I wanna finish 13 blessings. Another great thing we don't say, okay? This great thing when you're in a minion. So forget about it, skip it. Chazan is the cantor. So that's why you only have the cantor when there is a minion. So gesund. Perfect time. Heal us. And this is a blessing for health. At this time, if you know anyone that needs a personal, you can think names. We do not say because we don't interrupt, but you can think of names during this prayer. This is a prayer for healing. If you do not know anyone specific, just thank God that you're healthy and you should keep healthy. Last blessing of page 48 is a blessing. I think people like this one. Mm-hmm. This is a blessing for money. Mm-hmm. It says, so this blessing is a little different than the other winter and summer, okay? This blessing is whenever it's winter and summer in Israel, right? I am mistaken or no? I'm pretty sure this blessing goes through Israel. So doesn't matter which country you are, we go through Israel. I could be mistaken, I don't know. We in America, we good. So when do we change that? It's very interesting. It's the only thing in Jewish law that goes according to the Goyish calendar, the non-Jewish calendar, December 5th. Why? Because we start saying this blessing when it's winter in the country. So this is the country where you are. So the other is in Israel. On the country where you are. And this blessing in Israel, we start saying basically 3 weeks earlier. I know this year, if you go to Israel in November or October, like I did, or no, even a month earlier. I always ask a personal rabbi, but I know in my case, in Israel, they were already saying for winter. Here we're still saying for the summer. As long as you're in Israel, you say what Israel says. So I start saying this, I was saying this blessing different than everybody else when I came back. So this blessing is December 5th, or in a Jewish leap year, December 6th. That's the start of winter until the day before Pesach. The day before Pesach, it starts summer. It's written here. So if you get confused or whatever, we are asking for 3 things sorry. This year, the varieties of produce, this we should think of 3 kinds of produce: matzah for Pesach, wine for Kiddush, and estrog for Sukkot, the lulav and estrog. So this just saying people, when they say this word produce, that's 3 things they think about. And this blessing is asking for money. What happened to my pages? Sorry. Okay. We will continue. I don't know what happened to my. We are now page 49. Okay, good. I found myself. This we are asking God who gathers the disperse of his people. We are asking for Mashiach. We are asking that when Mashiach will reveal himself, we will all gather in Israel. And so we are asking for Mashiach. The next blessing, we are talking about Judges. It's very interesting. One non-Jews only have 7 mitzvot they have to keep. Jew, we have 630. One of the 7 mitzvahs of Noah that is called is to put courts of justice. Because if you don't have a justice system, basically the world become a chaos. Everybody can do whatever they want. To put police, to put judges, to enforce the law is a Jewish concept. It's one of the things that non-Jews have to do. So here we're talking about the courts of judges in this case, but also we are talking about the judges within ourselves. We have 2 souls. There's called the animal soul and the godly soul, and they're always fighting. And we want that, our decisions will go to our godly soul. So that's what we're asking on this blessing. Also connected to Mashiach, because when Mashiach will come, we will again have a king, King Mashiach. Judaism, we believe in kingship. We are not a democratic thing. So we want our king to be ruling over us and not these other people they're ruling now. Not necessarily even the Republicans. We don't want them. We want King Mashiach. He will be better than both.
The only Jews?
No. Again, what? We can. We will have.
The whole point of Mashiach, only Jews resurrect.
No, I don't. That will be our helpers. Okay. No, but you don't want. I'm good with helpers. Oh, I do. You give me yours. You give me yours. As much help as I can get. This is, remember, so she was saying why it's called Shmona Esrei. Shmona Esrei means 18. But really, we have 19 blessings. This is the added blessing because when the let there be no hope for the informers, this was added by Rabbi Gamliel, and he added that after the destruction of the Second Temple, because after he saw how much the Jews were suffering, and the informers, including some people, there was not nice people. The Romans, they were nice. So he added this prayer that until our our times. This basically is asking, destroy our enemies. Very good for our days. A lot of kavan on this one, a lot of thoughts. Next one, may your mercy be aroused. We are asking for we are asking, yeah, you need 49 bottom this, may your mercy. Yes. We are asking for God to return his trust on us. So kindness, but the idea is what's, we keep saying Messiah. In English is Messiah. So we believe that there is a Redeemer that will come and redeem us, and hopefully very soon. But a lot of our prayers are connected to asking for the Redeemer to take us out of what we are in a galut, in exile, and to bring us back to Israel, and where we will have our rulers, our rules, and we will have control of the land. Like even that, some people say, but there are Jews back in Israel, but as you see, especially now, us being in Israel doesn't give us free reign on the land. So when Mashiach will come, Israel will be ours, no question. Okay, so this trust, but why trust? Because, we kept telling God in the beginning, we are asking, give me this, give me that, and I will follow your rules, but not always. Sometimes we fall. We're not always following the rules. So please trust us now. Like, give us trust. Then the last blessing on this page, we are asking for the rebuild of Jerusalem. That is, again, the coming of Mashiach, the rebuilding of our temple. Next blessing, speedily cause the Zion of David. That's Mashiach again. The many prayers are, so we're asking for Mashiach to come and redeem and save us. We should have a class on Mashiach. Shema Koleinu. So that's the last prayer of request. So what it means here, this is hear our voice. Now is a general blessing. When you get to the word in Hebrew is uveratzon. Wait, let me. Yes, no. No, sorry. The Shomea Tefillah. In English is in the end of the paragraph, the second line from the bottom to the top, you hear the prayer of everyone. When you say these words, you could stop and you think of if there is anything else that wasn't included here, that's the moment that we think our personal requests. So anything specific or whatever, that is the time. We do not speak, we think. And that's the moment we are front to front with God. And Shomea Tefillah, you hear our requests. We continue. Then there is this prayer that in Hebrew is called Retze, and in ours is look with favor. As we said in the beginning, these prayers are connected to the sacrifices on the temple. So this is a paragraph talking about the morning sacrifice that was brought on the temple. And that's why on this time is when we add, as you see this gray paragraph, we add for 3 occasions. On Rosh Chodesh, there is the first day of the Jewish month. On Chol HaMoed Pesach and Chol HaMoed Sukkot. Chol HaMoed is the days they are Pesach and Sukkot, but they're not a holiday. They're not the first 2 days and they're not the last 2 days. So they're called days in between. So we add this paragraph in gray. 51, we are again asking to return to Israel, and Zion is Israel. And we want, when we're going to have Mashiach, God will be revealed. Now we start the thanks. Modim is a prayer that we thanking God for everything. When we say Modim, we bow. So you say Modim anachnu la she'atachu. When you say, sorry, we are thankful, acknowledge that you are. So when you're gonna say the word Lord, then you stand straight. So we bow on this until the word either Lord or Hashem. Now, okay, the first gray paragraph, the one that says Modin de Rabbanan, we only say that when there is a minion and the Chazan is repeating himself. So this is only when you're with a minion. The bottom paragraph was a little bit confusing because we say that before we say Modim, okay? So it's in the bottom of the page, but really you're saying the beginning of the page is addition for Hanukkah and for Purim. So on Purim and on Hanukkah, we say page 51. Page 52, the first phrase. We are, again, these are praises of God. And there is the additional for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And this is a blessing, rather, that when you say, in the end, when you say Baruch Atah Hashem Atov Shmecha, we bow our head like on the beginning. So you say Baruch, you bend your knees, Atah, you bow down, Hashem, you stand up. So Baruch, it's one of the times we bow down. This little paragraph is only said by the cantor. You're never gonna say that because we're never gonna be cantors. Page 53, we are asking God for peace. We want peace, peace in our lives, peace in the world, peace in Israel, peace in our people. So it's also, it's request specifically, you know, if you want to have peace between you and somebody else, you can think on this time. As of now, and I know, I was surprised you didn't say anything yet. Some people, they say, but they don't want peace. Not that they don't want peace in Israel, but, you know, people, they connect peace with ceasefire. So peace is not ceasefire. Peace is that we want to rule our land. That will give us peace. Addition of 4 between Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah. Now we are blessing. We already, it's like, we already blessing God that He already gave us peace. It's like we're already thanking Him. He gave us peace. We say this phrase, we are like, I'm gonna read in English because may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you, Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. So please, everything that I ask, I hope you accept my prayers. And this is addition, is a prayer, is still part of the Amidah, but is a beautiful prayer that we are asking God to control our tongues. We just use our tongues for very good things. You know, we connect with God, we bless God, and our tongues could be used for the opposite. So here we are asking God to please help us focus to use our mouth for the good. Also to help us, you know, when one part here, just gonna say, as for all those who plot evil against me, hasten to annul their counsel. So, you know, if there's people doing bad things, instead of me talking about it, just destroy them, and then I have nothing to talk about. Right. Right? The prayer is now, before Oseh Shalom, there is page 54. You were saying we're gonna do, we were standing here, so we're gonna go back 3 steps, and wait, Você is on the right, right? Okay. Você, we do like this with the head, okay? Oh, you want me to say in English or in Hebrew? Okay. Shalom, who the translation is, I think is who makes peace, maybe? He who makes peace. Me being Rama in heavens, with the translation is Shalom be Rama, who we again. Who Malena, called Israel, vem Brahman. So we're, it's right. Why do we do? Because it's from Kabbalah. There is spiritual significances when we say these words, and what the way, like bowing or whatever, there is I never learned of what's the reason. I just know we do it.
Why do
So-
you know this is a song?
Say shalom,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's the prayer.
Yeah, but
It
what
comes-
I was saying.
Oh, every Jewish. I mean, we don't sing on the wedding, but Russian Jews, it became a song for Russian Jews. So it became, Ose Shalom became a Jewish music, but it's a prayer. But yeah, it's not a, we also say Ose Shalom by the end of Kaddish, and it says a few times during prayer. Okay, so Ose Shalom V'Brahma, Ose Shalom V'Brahma, and then you continue, may it be your will, Lord our God, God of our Father, that the Beis Hamikdash, the temple, be speedily rebuilt in our days, and grant us our portion in our Torah. After you said that, we go back. Yeah? You go back with the right, I can back wrong. So you go
You mean
back.
going forward?
Yeah, go for it. Sorry, go back where you are.
Okay.
But yeah, you're going forward. And that's the end. So it's no, so I was just gonna say that it took me a long time but as you're saying, this doesn't take more than maybe the first time 10 minutes, but that it takes 5 minutes to say that. It doesn't take so long. Just saying to finish the morning prayers as the minimum. Wait, no, there is one more. Getting there. So just as it's in the Kaddish, Ose Shalom. Page 82. You can say these paragraphs that start with "Do not fear sudden terror." It's not a minimal. It's a very nice. A lot of even kids know by heart. There is a tune. Altira mipahapison 82. Altira, yeah. But the minimum is that indeed the righteous will extol your name. The upright will dwell in your presence. The in Hebrew, tzadikim yod lushmecha yeshuv yashari espanecha. Here. This and this. Yeah, so the mid tzadikim. Tzadikim yod lushmecha yeshuv yashari. Yeah. Just the status. If you want to say the one above, also nice or whatever, but the minimum is tzadikim.
So this is the last one for the minimum.
Last one for the morning prayer.
Okay.
If you are a woman, if you're a man, now men put 2 pairs of tefillin every day. Now they take out the rush tefillin and they put the new pair and they have to say, come on, again. That's man. I mean, that's a Chabad thing. So that's Chabad, we have 2 pairs of tefillin, and that's when they change for the second pair. But we do not put tefillin. Okay. So that is the prayer.
Why did you said living in Egypt is
I didn't. Let me. Yes.
I
I wrote. During Shema, no? Or following blessing.
Yeah.
No. No. Okay, so I have a 5 to 9. So I have a story. The same rabbits in Rivka that I was talking about. So she got sick, and the doctor told her she had to eat early in the morning to be able to take her medicine. So what did she do? She didn't want to. There is a concept that we don't eat before prayer. Wait, listen, and I will explain that. And what did she start doing? Because he said, like, I think you have to take your medicine by 9 o'clock. I don't know, whatever time he gave her. So she started waking up an hour earlier. So she was able to say the prayers, and then she would eat by 9 o'clock. But that didn't help her health because she was not taking the medicine early enough. And her husband, there is the 4th Lubavitcher Rebbe, told her a very famous prayer. They became Chabad. It's better to eat for the sake of prayer than to pray for the sake of eating. So we do not wash for a moitzi, that is washing for the challah, before we say morning prayers. But this does not mean that we don't eat. So especially in Chabad, we have a very strong, especially because in Chabad, we believe that before you pray, you have to meditate for an hour, learning on, so you can go to the prayer. So, usually they start praying 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. After you say page 5 to 9, have your breakfast, coffee, eat, especially mezonos, cake or whatever. The prayers are especially, like, you should not be praying thinking about food, unless it's Yom Kippur. But and you should be, eat, and then you have energy to pray. So that's why we eat like 5 to 9. Yeah, anyone is doing and you see it doesn't take that long, you're doing 5 to 9.
Yes.
Doesn't take that long.
Coming downstairs and I have like 5 minutes and it's always because I have to walk anyway.
Yeah.
It
doesn't take long. It's, yeah. So don't do it stressful. Wake up 5 minutes early. On this Shabbaton, I was walking Sunday. I was walking to breakfast, and I washed my hands in the room, and I decided I'm gonna say the prayer as I'm walking to the breakfast. So I had a few people that passed by, and most people and the things I was saying on my phone, right? So I'm looking at my phone. If a person is religious, but there was this girl that Sunday. Sunday, yeah. You didn't catch me. So there was this person. She is Zeb's sister, her husband, his sister. Yeah? Okay. My husband's sister's husband, my husband's sister's sister-in-law. And Zeb has a sister. Yeah, the sister of the mush. Yeah. Yes, and she was and she's from Philadelphia, whatever. So, and she's not religious. So she was like, "Hi, sister, how you enjoying the Shabbaton?" And I'm like, after I came, I was like, "I apologize, I was praying." And she's like, I realized you were doing something like, but yeah. So don't say morning prayers as you're walking. It's not polite. But yeah, it's also you can do in the car.
Okay, I have a question.
Living Egypt.
prayer, right? When we learn it in Shema. I mean, not in Shema, Italian class, right? When we say like prayer or we're doing something, our mind wanders off, it's okay, we keep praying. What happens if your mind wanders off and it's not?
Very good. 1 minute. I will answer you on the prayer. There is two prayers between Shema and Amidah. These prayers are talking about leaving of Egypt. And I think that's why I'm gonna be very honest, I wrote that like more than a month ago. I don't remember, but I think, and especially when we stand up, we stand up on Day of Praise to the Sublime God, the Redeemer. In Hebrew is Tehillas Lil Elyon 45. Sorry. I'm answering because she asked me a question. So we're remembering how God freed us from Egypt. In Hebrew and English. Tehillas. Yes. Here's where we stand up before the Amidah. So this is what we're talking about is we're talking a blessing of leaving Egypt. So I think that's why I wrote that. Okay. Now to you. Okay. I would say there is a bigger problem of your mind wandering on Shema than on Amidah. On Shema, we have the biblical obligation to feel a love for God when saying Shema. On Amidah, you're doing you start with praises, requests. You should be thinking about what you're saying, but specifically and that's why on Tanya we learn, a lot of people, they're like, oh, I can't concentrate, so I'm not going to pray. No, it's better to pray. Of course, ideally, it would be better to pray with concentration, and that's why the Chabad Mincha, the Chabad custom is to meditate an hour before prayers. So there is this very famous rabbi in Israel. I forgot what's his name. My husband told me the story. When he was learning there in yeshiva, the boys, they used to sneak on Shabbos. He prayed preparation for prayers in the morning, prayers of the morning. Then it was already time for prayers in the afternoon. That was already times for prayer in the evening. He spent his whole day praying. And so my husband said when he spent Shabbos, he used people like to watch him because he's not that he's saying and meaning each word, each of these words have a lot of meaning. It has Kabbalistic why these words. So he really meant 99.999% of population don't do that. That's not, and it's not even, it's good for this rabbi, that's his level, but we have life, we have to work, we have kids, we have things to do. But
listen,
yeah.
I'm coming downstairs, I'm praying, and then my husband comes walking around me, my son talking, he's perfect, but you're trying to concentrate.
Yeah.
If you go back and read it again, what's the...
Okay, so to answer for that, one thing, the more you are doing something, the more the evil inclination will make harder for you, especially in the beginning. I saw that even I was talking to, there was a problem with my brother and his fiancée when they were going to Israel, and the rabbi was calling me, he was saying, I know this is a good thing, because whenever there is a problem, means is a sign it's a good thing. When something comes very easy, it's not from Kedusha, holiness don't come easy. It's a work for us.
Okay.
The other thing is, ideally you should concentrate when you're praying, but in practicality, yeah, if somebody's talking to you or whatever, you're listening. You don't need to come back. You don't need to come. If you want to come back, but I was telling you, I don't know who I was telling. There was a day a month ago, or was the first time ever. Was around 12 o'clock, and I was like, yeah, and I'm like, did I say morning prayer? The first time in years, I'm saying that since I'm 12. I don't know. I said so, and my husband said, consider you said, since you're saying, for all these years, you consider, but I said, and I have no recollection of it. So does it count that you said? we don't repeat God's name. So we said. Tomorrow, we always have tomorrow too. That's why I know people don't like 2 days of holidays. I love 2 days of holidays because usually the first day I'm so like whatever. The second day I'm like, okay, now I can focus on the holiday. What's I like we always have a second chance. But yeah, so that's the and again the idea. One thing I wanted to say that I didn't say. Even with the minimals, whatever, I advise page. I know people like page, so 1 minute. Page 40. What is the Shema? 44? 42 to 54. If you're gonna choose to say something, 42 to 54. Shema and Amidah. I'm not.
Less important, okay, but like this is the priority.
Shema and Amidah are the main prayers. So if somebody wants to go minimum, 42 to 54.
Oh,
I
so
will
the
stop the
39 is-
recording.
So the 39 is given